Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Damia Kamila and I am now in my first semester of Form C in SMK Keladi. It is my pleasure to welcome everyone, especially our special guests, Mr. Shafiq, Ashraf and Mr. Nur Aiman, and not forgetting college vocational Kulim students. Firstly, I would like to thank you for joining us today for this special live streaming. Today, we will talk about tips for Muet CEFR. Before we start, I would like to invite Muhammad Firdaus bin Hisham to recite the prayer.
Auzubillahiminasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajmain. Allahumma ya Rahman ya Rahim. We gather today to express gratitude upon your greatest gift towards us. In conjunction with the assembly, we ask for your help and guidance. Ya Allah, kindly give us strength and courage to face all the struggles and gain a wide range of knowledge. Kindly bestow blessings, physical and spiritual health, fitness of mind, peace of mind, and strength of spirit. Allahumma ya Azizu ya Qahar, Ya Allah, give strength to our teachers and our leaders to continue to serve for people, society, nation, and religion. Ya Allah, make our country a country that got the blessing, everlasting peace and prosperity of all time. Rabbana zamna anfusana wa ilam taghfirna wa tarhamna lanakunanna minal khasirin. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azabannar. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Walhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Amin.
Amin, 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 Rabbal Alamin. Thank you, Firdaus. Now, please join me to welcome Mr. Shafiq to give a short speech. Please, sir, now the floor is yours.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. To Madam Aisyah, Sir Aiman, and also to all students who will take the Muet exam. So I would like to first express my gratitude to Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala for His blessings, and to personally, I think I'm representing Sir Aiman and myself. Both of us, I would like to say thanks. Thank you to Madam Aisyah for this lovely opportunity, and hopefully this sharing session would be of great benefits to everyone, and I hope everyone will gain something out of this session, Muet CFR exam tips speaking. And I would not say that this would definitely help you got band 6 in Muet, but hopefully it will get you in the right direction in order to improve and get some tips to better strategize your learning in order to get good results, inshallah. I think that's all from me. Back to the
Thank you, Mr. Shafiq, for the wonderful speech. Okay, now I would like to invite our upper seat student to take over the live for speaking mock test.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone out there. Welcome all students. Okay, especially the students from Vocational Kulim. All right. And then, not to be forgotten, my lovely students from Pusat Tingkatan 6 SMK Keladi. Welcome to the session. All right. We are preparing yourself for a battle. Okay. For vocational students, they will be taking the exam in session 3. Okay, for session 3, that would be in December for speaking and January for writing. Whereas for um, semester 1 students, SMK Keladi will sitting for the exam in June 2022. But for the seniors, okay, the current semester 3 students who were supposed to sit for the exam last June, and then it was postponed to October, and then postponed again to now November. Okay, so you are going to sit for the exam. Okay, so this is one of the reason why we're having this session. We are going to help all students who will sit for the exam on Monday, Tuesday, or probably another week. Okay, so we are waiting for the Form 6 students of semester 3 to join us. Okay, while we are waiting for that, can I have Sir Shafiq together with us?
Hi,
Assalamualaikum, Sir Shafiq.
madam, my
Are you
mentor.
at the office?
Yes, I'm in the office right now,
Oh,
even though
that's
it's a Sunday.
why. It's not a school holiday for you. It's a long weekend. You didn't go
Yes.
anywhere.
Actually, we're busy preparing for registration for to SVM tomorrow. So
I see. But tomorrow is a school holiday still, right?
yes, students will have to register, get swab test in order to get into our hostel. So the actual school days will start on Monday.
Okay. So, if you don't mind,
Yes.
can you share with us your experience of taking Muet examination?
Okay, sure. Actually, before that, I would like to talk a bit about something in more general than that. That is about English in general. Just something for me to uh, kind of like inspire or motivate the students here by asking a very simple questions. That is a rhetorical question, if you like. How important is English in our everyday life? So some would say that English is important, okay, to continue our study. Like for example, students here they would like to use the Muet examination as a way to progress to further their education to get diploma, degree, master, or PhD. So some would even say that it's important to find work, interview, to impress their employers. Or some would say it's important to communicate with the foreigners or customers. And some would also say that English is important because in this era of globalization, internet, computer, smartphones, all this media, everything is in English. And I would say that all of these are correct. Okay, they are right because English is a tool to get all of that. Okay, that's why we learn English. But for me personally, I would say that proficiency in English is more than just that. It's not just a, a tool used for to get all of that, but it's more than that. It's a useful and personal skills to have. So it's not just English teachers or lecturers, the only people who need to be proficient in English. So our assumption, okay, we like to think that English, we should learn English if we want to become a businessman, lawyers, or doctors. So the question is, why must English only be exclusive to this profession of people? Why not barbers? Why not technicians? Why not football players? Why not zookeepers? So as you can see, not everyone can be a doctor, or not everyone can be a lawyer or magician, but everyone can be good in English, right? Because why? Because English is not really a subject, so it's a language. It's a language that you have to acquire instead of learn. Okay, so that's why I think it's a skill that will help you to find value in yourself. So instead of finding external motivation, external motivation for you to learn English, I think it's better for you to find internal motivation for you to learn English in order to increase your self value. Okay, so for me, that's one of the motivation I have lah. When I learn English back in my schools, back when I was a school student. So in answering to your question, Madam Aisha, uh, I had my CEFR. Sorry, back then when I finished school, SPM, I took Muet. Just after Form 5, um, I was fortunate enough to get the opportunity to take TESOL. Back then it was pre-degree TESOL in UiTM Toronto in Malacca. And to be honest, I only managed to get band 4 if I'm not mistaken. Partly due to the fact that even though I got A for English in my SPM, even though I got A for English, I was not really I'm not really familiar with speaking and listening. So I struggled a bit when I took math. I remember, I remember being nervous during the speaking session and was not contributing to the discussion. So that was when I my first experience taking wet. And then early on this year, we have to take English. Sorry, was it CEFR? CEFR examination. So it has really been a while since the last time I had undergone any type of examination, much less a speaking one. And truth be told, it was kind of like nerve-wracking lah, and exciting at the same time because it's my opportunity to get my revenge. And I was pretty much confident at first, and but I went from calm to terrified as soon as the examiner said, "Okay, candidate B, it's your turn." So and fortunately, everything went well lah. I think I was able to I was able to articulate my points and get my ideas across, and it was a wonderful experience for me because uh, it's a way of knowing knowing your uh, knowing how much have you progressed. So how much I have progressed for these years.
Okay, Sir Shafiq, so save the best for last. We will have another session later with you because now our student will do a mock speaking. It is a simulation so that everyone will know how they're going to sit for the exam. See you later, Sir Shafiq. Thank you. Okay, so Form 6 Semester 3 students, are you ready? Hello, everyone.
Hello, teacher.
Hello, teacher.
Good evening, sir.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good day, I bid to all of you. You're really brave students. I am really proud of each and every one of you. Mika, Faiz, Arif, Hakimi. Okay, we are waiting for Alia. Probably she's having problem with her line, but we will try to contact her and then we will start the session. Okay, so please contact her again All right. Meanwhile, um, I would like to know which one is candidate A, B, C, or D, and who is the examiner. Okay, go
Alright,
on. So,
Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. I'm Muhammad Arif Zakim bin Ahmad. I'm from 6A2. I'm gonna take for candidate A.
Okay. Me, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good afternoon. Good evening. Okay, my name is Muhammad Faiz Nur bin Azmi. I'm a candidate B.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and very good evening to everyone. I'm Muhammad Hakimi bin Jamaluddin. I'm candidate C.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good evening to everyone. My name is Zamir Zamika Ibn Zainuri. I am the examiners. The examiners. I've been calling Alia, but she said that her line was too slow.
okay. In that case, she is candidate.
Candidate
Candidate D.
D.
She is candidate D.
Yes.
Okay, never mind. We will start first and then we'll see how, because we don't want to waste time. So A, B, C is here, D is not here yet. Okay, so over to you, Mika. Go on.
Alright. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to Muet CEFR speaking test. Instruction to the candidates. This test consists of two parts, Part 1 and Part 2. Part 1 is carried out first followed by Part 2. Now you will do Part 1. Part 1. Individual presentation. You have 2 minutes to prepare and you have 2 minutes to present. Candidates, your time to prepare start now. Time's up. Alright, candidate. Now I will read the question for candidate A. Candidate A first. The situation is technology helps us in many ways. What are some of these ways? The instruction for candidate A is you have to give a presentation to your class, talk about how technology helps. us shop online. Alright, candidate A, you may start now.
Okay, good evenings to the examiners and the fellow candidates. Okay, today I'm going to talk about how technology help us shop online. Okay, I am of opinions that shopping online bring people a number of benefits. First, shopping online allows consumer browse for product and checking price between these online shops. In this way, people can make a better decision to buy what they like after taking price, size, and model into the considerations. From my experience, I used to buy an elegant dress at virtual shop, which was cheaper compared to some shop near my house. Seconds, buying things on the internet help people save a great deal of time. That is to say, since people nowadays are often so caught with work and study, shopping online is a wise choice which don't require them to go to the store. With a click of mouse, they can buy the thing they need and shipper will deliver their product to customer as soon as possible. There are two type of payments that can be used from buyer. That the first one is by online banking, and the second one is from COD. That paying when you receive the product. The third, since there is a high demand of buying thing online, many people can realize their dream of starting up their own business and achieve success in the long run. This can be seen as a positive trend because it creates a good opportunity for people and will help
Candidate
people
A,
to
time's
improve
up.
their income.
Candidate A, time's up.
Okay.
Alright, now we go to candidate B. Now I will read the question for candidate B. You have to give a presentation to your class. Talk about how technology helps us make friends. Okay, alright, candidate B. You have 2 minutes to present. You may start now.
Hi, a good day to examiners and my fellow candidates. Today I'm going to discuss about how technology can help us to make us new friend, right, a new friend, right? Okay. My first point is technology can help us make new friends through the social media. For such as we have we access the application from Facebook, Instagram, or Discord, or so on, that can we interact with others people. So from that we can follow a new friend, then start a communication with them. So from there we can more closer with them. Then my second point is we also can technology can also make a friend by through by playing a games. As we know that playing a game is a global network that can find we with random people in many country, so we can talk with the stranger people. So from there we can slowly talk with them and get try to plan a strategy during playing a game with them. So we from there we can more getting know each other. And then my third point is we technology can make a new friends through the phone number, email, and so on. For such as we get the new contact or number from some people, and then we start a conversation like we call or message with them. We can try to start chatting with them, and from there we can more closer
Candidate
and
B. Time's up.
yes.
Candidate B. Alright. Now we go to candidate C. Okay. I will read the question for candidate C. You have to give a presentation to your class. Talk about how technology help us do housework. Alright. Candidate C. You have 2 minutes to present. Your 2 minutes start now.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and a very good day I bid to examiners and my fellow candidates. Today I want to talk, I'm given the topic to talk about what are the benefits technology given to us, especially in doing housework. First, what is the benefit? First is decrease the burden, decrease our burden. As we all know, in doing housework, there's a lot of there are plenty of house chores that we need to do. For instance, cleaning the house and do the laundry and so on. Okay, what I mean by decreasing our burden. Okay, for instance, back in the days, we tend to clean our house using broom or other things to sweep the nasty thing in our house. By the help of technology, we can use a robot vacuum. We can control it using application within our phones, using an application within our phone. Then the thing itself, the robot will maneuver itself and clean our house. Furthermore, the benefit of technology is we can spend our time wisely. Instead of doing the house chores and housework, we can do some physical activity that benefits us as a human. For instance, we can do a exercise or we can do workout. Or even if you like to read, you can even read newspaper, reading books or articles. It will make you gain some new information and gain some new knowledge. Then, lastly, by the help of technology, it can provide better air for us. What I mean by provide better air, conventional way to purify air within our house is using a plant. But in the 21st of century, we can purify air using air purifier that we can get at nearest store at our house. The air purifier can purify air and make our air a lot cleaner and safer for us to breathe. Uh, all in all, I emphasize that technology do help us a lot in doing housework activities.
Alright.
Uh,
Alright, candidate C. Your your 2 minutes. Time's up. Okay, now we are going to read candidates D questions. Are you there, candidate D? Hello, candidate D. Are you there? Hello, candidate D.
Yes, I'm here.
Alright. Okay. Now I will read your question. You have to give a presentation to your
Yeah,
class.
I'm here.
Talk
Do you
about
guys hear
how
me?
technology help us find entertainment. Okay.
Hello, do you guys hear me?
Yes, yes. We hear you. Right. Okay, now uh your 2 minutes start now. I think her connection. Yeah. Yeah, hello, hello.
Before that, can you guys hear me?
Yes, yes, yes. We can hear you.
Hello?
From Azif.
Hello? Oh my god. Okay, okay. I will start. Okay, so Assalamualaikum and a very good evening I bid to the examiners and fellow candidates. So today I would like to talk about how technology help us find entertainment. So my first point, technology can help us by gaming. So by gaming, we play by virtual instead of reality. So
Alright, alright. Now, sorry for the alias connection. Uh, Now we will jump to task 2. Okay. Now you will do part 2. Part 2, group discussion. Candidates, you have 3 minutes to prepare. In your discussion, you may support or oppose the other test takers or come up with your own ideas. At the end of discussion, try to decide on the best suggestion. You have 8 to 12 minutes for the discussion. Candidates, now I will read the question, the task 2 question for you. Yeah, sorry for my. Okay, task 2. Technology is an important tool in education today. In your group, discuss the benefits of using technology in education. What are the benefits of using technology in education? The first point is quick. The second point is economical. Third point is new skills. Fourth, fourth point is interesting. And fifth point is independent learning. At the end of the discussion, try to decide the main benefit of using technology in education. Candidates, you have 3 minutes to prepare. Your 3 minutes start now. All candidates, time's up. Right now, candidates, you may not write anything. Time's up. Alright. Now you have 8 to 12 minutes to discuss. Alright. Okay. Anyone may start now.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and a very good day. I bid to examiners and my fellow candidates. Today we are going to talk about what are the benefits of technology in education. For my point, I choose new skills. By technology in education, we can learn or adapt to new technology. As we all know, before 21st century, we tend to use paper to write anything or everything that we wanted. With the help of technology, we now can use a computer and the software within it. The skills that we can learn in technology, we can use Word or Excel, or well, we can use email and PDF file and so on. By learning these new skills, it will help us in the future, especially in the working environment.
May I interrupt
Uh,
candidate C?
yes, please.
I don't mean to be rude, but I might add my point here. So for you, for independent learnings, no one's learn in the same way because at different learning style and different ability. Technology provide great opportunity for making learning more effectively. For example, we can learn from your own style, from hearing music or from video. From video, we can watch tutorial or maybe watch what people teach us to do. Also, people can learn more about himself and can search for their own weakness. So in that, I would like agree that independent learning should be one of the benefit of using technology in education. So
Candidate.
my second point is new skill. By using a technology in the classroom, both teacher and student can develop skill essentially for the 21st century. Student gain skill they will need to success in the future. Like for example, like solving complex problems, critical thinking, developing different form of communication and leaderships. Also, they can boost their own confidence via media social also help. For example, media social like Instagram or Facebook, they
Okay.
can make a live video. When they make a live video, they can uh, communicate with
Uh,
people.
candidate A, may I
Uh,
ask a question
yes, sure.
regarding the independent learning? Do you
Yes.
prefer to learn in a group or learn individually, especially in doing schoolwork?
Okay, for the independent learning, it's better to be own learning sessions because for me, for my experience, I quite while love to learn alone because it helped me to find my weakness where I can spot the weakness and when I found the weakness, I will search for teacher or the someone I know the better than me. Okay. So the third point for me is economical. It also enable teacher to improve their instruction method and possibilize learning. School can benefit from technology by reducing The cost of physical instruction material. Uh, like teacher don't need to buy the paper or the material to teach the students. Teacher can only can share video and tutorial to the students, and that way many students can perform well. For example, make use of that money to buy uh, to buy or to help the poor students in need.
Candidate
So
A,
for
may
the
I
yes,
add something?
sure,
Uh, in the economical
continue.
economical part, uh, as a student, we tend to uh, search our information in the website.
Yes,
Many information that we need in websites are free, but however, some of them we need to pay. Uh, that's why by the helps of technology, it's more sufficient for student to learn it because it does not take or okay, next. Thank you.
Okay, can I interrupt? I want to discuss about one point that we not touch yet. The new skill, right? Candidate candidate C, right? Okay. Uh, I want to elaborate that point that about new skill. Then okay. From new skill, student can able use many software that can main have many software in the apa in the technology, right? So for instance, we can see the Microsoft, Adobe, and then Canva, right? So from that, student can gain a new experience that that can uh, that can easy to student to use during their work uh, in the future. So from that, they don't have problems from they don't have problem to use the software during the work. Then
Candidate A.
from that they can also improve their self to getting better in do the task to complete the task.
Candidate
Right?
B,
Yes.
can I interrupt? Uh, for me, I agree with your statement that with technology we can learn a new skill. So can I add my point? Because when we use technology, we can explore new apps. Like you said just now, students or even teachers they can explore new apps like Canva, um, Microsoft, StreamYard to make the lecture becomes interesting. So students and teachers does not have to feel afraid for trying a new things. They can try an error because there's not uh, wrong
Candidate
if you try.
D, can I ask you something?
Yes,
Did you mention Canva just now, right?
yes.
May I know what is the function or the purpose of using Canva in education?
So, thank you for your good questions, candidate C. So, Canva is one of the apps that we can use for education, like for students in the course of geography, not graphic. So they can make banner, logo, so they can learn new things if they explore in the Canva. Canva is one of the apps is good for us for resume. Because in Canva they provide us with template, so we can use the template to make our resume and so on lah.
Yes, I do agree with your explanation you had given. I also experience using Canva to do resume, then make a thumbnail for my YouTube stream, and so on. Okay, candidate A, or I'm sorry, candidate B. Can I ask
Yes.
for you personally? Do you uh, prefer to study in a group or study individually in upcoming exam?
For me, I both. No, no, no. I individual. So because for me, I more to learn by myself to get know something to, like we discussed just now, that we try to be a independent learning. So from that I try to searching blog, article, or any site that can help me to find new information. So from that I after we I do the individual, I can start a discussion with my friend. That's my opinion.
Okay, I see. Because independent learning also can make us, uh, for example, if we do the group learning, we tend to distract from the main subject of the main topic that we want to discuss. So that's why I prefer individual learning is better, a lot better than group learning for me personally.
All right,
At the
candidate.
same time, you can
All right,
develop
all
a
candidate.
critical thinking.
Candidate, you may do your group conclusion now.
Uh, all in all, we all agree that new skill is the best for technology in education, because some of us mainly talk about new skills because it benefit us in a lot of ways.
Okay, candidate, your uh, time's up. Okay. This is the end of the test. Thank you for your cooperation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, our lovely seniors. Now I will invite Teacher Aisyah binti Othman to give some speech.
Alright, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good day. I bid to Mr. Shafiq, the special guest, my MC technicians, and all of the students out there. Okay, so this is actually not a speech, Damia. I'm going to give you a sharing session. A sharing session based on the experience that I have been through with my students and also with my teaching experience. Okay, all right. So thank you very much, all of the semester 3 students who did their very best to do the presentation just now, and that was what we call mock speaking test. Okay, that was a simulation. Okay, guys, that was a simulation on how the exam will be carried out, in the sense that you will have four candidates in one group. Okay, akan ada 4 orang yang dalam satu kumpulan. Kita namakan candidate A, candidate B, candidate C, candidate D. Right? And then there will be examiners to evaluate you. Usually, if you are in a school or in other institution and you would like to be with the same group as your friends, so it is better for you to register with the same students that you like to present the speaking exam or to carry out the speaking exam. Okay, for example, just now four of them, they're really good to be together. They have chemistry, so they will register the thing together. If I'm not mistaken, they have to buy the we don't call it slip, we call it pin number. Okay, this is specifically for the vocational students. All right. And then you have to go and buy the pin number when you want to register. Okay, you go and buy the pin number together, and then when you want to register, you can register together with your friends online. Okay, so you will have you as A, your friend B, followed by C and D. All right, and then you have to usually check it out, the deadlines or the due date on when to register. Okay, I believe Teacher Susanna, Mr. Shafiq, Mr. Aiman, and all the lecturers um, already mentioned to you about this, right? Okay, so now I will share you information about the exam. Okay, so as you can see, this is the sample question. All right, this is the sample question, and we call it 802 and this is bracket 1 because this is booklet 1. Okay, this sample question is taken from MPM, Majlis Peperiksaan Malaysia, okay, website. All right, let us look at this question. Now, for all students out there, if you have any question related to speaking, please ask in the chat box so that I can answer your doubts. All right, Shatir, we will go further into how to organize your ideas, how to answer the question. Okay, all right, so this is 800 stroke 2. Stroke 2 means speaking. Like I just mentioned just now, you will have 4 students in one group. So this is candidate A. Okay, just now candidate A. Okay, this is the question for candidate A, task 1 or part 1. Okay, followed by candidate A part 2. All right, part 2. Next, candidate B, followed by candidate B part 2. Okay, the third one is candidate C part 1, and then candidate C part 2. Then the last one, candidate D part 1 and candidate D part 2. All right, if you notice, in the question, you are given the question and also the situation. Okay, you are given the question and also the situation. You will do part 1 first and then followed by part 2 on the same day, at the same time, on the same day. So this is how your question will look like. And then this set is available in MPM website, but I will share with you in our Telegram group so that you will have a closer look at the question. So for example, I am candidate A, right? So part 1, individual presentation, you have 2 minutes to prepare. Just now Shater was asking me what were they doing, during that 2 minutes. They are preparing to answer this question in the box. So when you get this question, you read the question in the box, okay? And then you have 2 minutes to talk. All right, so situation, it is important to be healthy. It is important to be healthy. Suggest some ways to keep healthy. Candidate A, you have to give a presentation to your class. Talk about the importance of what and when people eat. Okay, talk about the importance of what and when people eat. Okay, and this is regarding to health. All right, so this is situation. And this is the question for candidate A. I will look through all the question. Now, candidate B, for part 1, you have to talk about the importance of exercise. Okay, so if you are candidate B, you will talk about the importance of exercise. Okay, again, you have 2 minutes to prepare and 2 minutes to talk. For candidate C, you have to talk about the importance of seeing the doctor regularly. And candidate D, the last candidate, will discuss about the importance of getting enough rest. Okay, so you will be given the question according to your alphabet of your candidate, yeah? So if you are A, you will get candidate A question. If you are B, you will get candidate B question, followed by C and D. All right, so this conclude that every candidate will have different task. You will have different task, but the situation is the same. Situasi soalan itu adalah sama, tetapi soalan yang awak perlu jawab adalah berlainan. Now, it is very important for you to relate. Okay, you have to relate this. Okay, how can you relate the importance of getting enough rest with your health? Okay, awak perlu memberikan pertalian ataupun the relationship between the importance of getting enough rest and this is one of the way to keep you healthy. Okay, jangan hanya syok sendiri berbincang mengenai importance of getting enough rest tetapi tidak relate ataupun tidak berpatah balik semula kepada isu yang lebih besar iaitu ways to keep healthy. So your situation should relate to your question. Faham tak? Situasi yang diberikan perlulah dihubung kaitkan dengan soalan yang awak dapat. Okay, jangan duk cerita tetapi tanpa hubung kaitkan dengan situasi. Okay, so let us look at the question first. Okay, and for task 2, later I will help you on how to organize your ideas. Sekejap lagi teacher ajak ya, macam mana kita akan buat nota. Nur Syuhada did ask which task can we score more marks. Okay, I will try to discuss about this later. Okay, Syuhada? Right, so part 2 or your group discussion. For your speaking, you will have 2 tasks or 2 parts. Part 1, individual. Part 2, group discussion. Okay, so remember the examiner was saying, Mika just now, my handsome boy there, he was saying you have 3 minutes to prepare. Now, you have 3 minutes to prepare and then you have to organize your thoughts and your ideas. Okay, because 3 minutes is not that long. Okay, you need practice, and practice to score for your exam. All right, and then in your discussion, you may support or oppose the other test taker's view. Okay, so you have 3 minutes to prepare. Untuk buat nota kita ada 3 minit. Kita boleh sokong atau tidak setuju dengan candidate yang lain. Okay, for example, you can say, candidate A, I agree with your statement because ... Or you can say, sorry candidate A, I do not agree with your statement because ... Okay. Continue. Some ideas have been provided in the mind map below. Okay, this is graphic organizer. You may use these ideas or come up with your own ideas. Okay, usually student will only use these 5 points available in the question, but very good student or excellent student, they might have their own ideas. No problem, you can share your ideas with the examiners and other candidates. Okay, at the end of the discussion, try to decide on the best suggestion. Since you are given 5 options, ada 5 pilihan di sini, semasa anda ingin membuat konklusi, anda perlu memberikan best suggestion, okay? The best among all. Ada 5, Di antara 5 yang mana yang terbaik. Okay, jadi buatlah kesimpulan antara 5 yang terbaik. Then you would say, teacher, if we do not have the same conclusion, meaning that candidate A said A is better, then candidate B says B is better, and then C said C's point is better, and then you can make a decision on saying all of these points are okay and we are saying these methods are fine. Okay, no problem, it's your suggestion. Okay, it's your idea, but it is the best if you can come up with one suggestion. Okay, all right, so you have 8 to 12 minutes, 8 to 12 minutes for the discussion. Minimum 8 minutes, maximum 12 minutes. Okay, so before the discussion ends, you have to do your conclusion, your group conclusion. And some student will ask, teacher, how do we know that we will come to the end of this discussion? All right, that's why practice is very, very important. You have to practice to time yourself. You have to practice to speak English with your friends. Okay, and then when you're doing your practice, you have to time yourself. All right, only with that you will know the time frame of your answer scheme, meaning that you all boleh agak-agak lah bila dah cakap-cakap tu, this is the time to stop, and then you will have your time with you when it is like about 1 minute to end. At the 11 minutes, for example, you might want to do your conclusion. Okay, all right, so at the end of the discussion, at the bottom there, try to decide the best way to improve health. Okay, try to decide the best way to improve health. All right, so you have to decide which one is the best. That is the very best thing to do. Okay, all right, so I repeat, yeah, for speaking you have 2 tasks. Okay, task 1 is individual task or part 1, and then part 2 is group discussion. All right, okay, so how to tackle this question? How to tackle this question? Okay, I hope everyone, you have your pen and your pencil together with your paper. Okay, are you ready to write the notes now? Okay, are you ready to write the notes now? Now, first, when you are taking the exam, you have to read the question. You have to identify the keywords. You have to identify the keywords. All right. When you read the question, you identify the keywords. For example, here we already know the words that being bold are the important words. Okay, so those are the keywords. Number 2, sorry, let us go back to number 1. Number 1, you have to read the question. Okay, are you writing this, guys? Number 2, you have to identify the keywords. Okay, number 3, you have to prepare a tree map. Okay, what is a tree map? So this is a tree map. Okay, so this is a tree map. In this tree map, you will have your question here on top of it. This is another sample, yeah. I didn't give the example of this question. This is another sample. Okay, and then you will have your main idea 1 here. Protection is the main idea. Filter air, main idea 2. Safety, main idea 3. And then it will be followed by elaboration, example. Okay, so the first part is a tree map for question 1 or part 1. The second part is the tree map for task 2. Okay, it is better for you to discuss all the points in part 2. Ada 5 points, so kita cuba cari. Teacher, how do we manage to get all this word within 2 minutes? Through practice, guys. Okay, you have to practice, practice, practice. When you are writing your tree map, you have to time yourself. Okay, you are given 2 minutes to prepare your notes. Okay, you talk to yourself and then you press your handphone as a watch or stopwatch and then try to write for 2 minutes. Okay, for 3 main ideas, 3 elaborations, 3 examples, 3 conclusion or um, points to be discussed. Okay, overall, for your speaking, you must have this format. First, you must have your introduction. Introduction would be, hello everyone. I would like to discuss about how to stay healthy today by drinking a lot of water, for example. Okay, let us go to our first topic, or let us look through at my first topic, which is protection. Protection of using face mask for this question. Yeah, I'm just reading the notes here. We relate to the air pollution. Okay, to elaborate my points, I would like to say that if you're covering your face, it will protect yourself. It will also prevent dust because you're wearing the face mask. Move on to my next point, which is filter the air. It can be elaborate as dot 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 dot. For example, I would like to say dot 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 dot. Okay. Now let me go to my final point, which is safety. Okay, you will discuss about your point, you give your example, then elaboration. All in all, I would like to conclude that by wearing face masks, it will protect you by breathing the filtered air, and this will provide you better safety. Okay, so I repeat, for your preparation, you should have your introduction. You should have your 3 points, 3 main ideas, 3 examples. Okay, and the last one is your conclusion, your opinion about all of your discussion. Okay, so that is the format. Now, that was for task 1. For task 2, you will not be able to discuss all of these 5 points by yourself because you have other candidates who like to discuss about their point as well. So it is best for you to give your first opinion. For example, in this question, how country can deal with forest fire? And then the first point is to have international cooperation. So when you're discussing this, you can go back to task 1 in the sense that the format is the same. Semasa nak bagi pandangan untuk group task, format dia sama. Permulaan ada introduction, main idea 1, elaboration, example. Okay. Specifically for task 2, you don't have to give 3 examples, 3 elaboration, 3 conclusion, for instance, because you have 5 points. So for these points, you only give 1 example, 1 elaboration, and then you will give overall conclusion after you finish your speech. And maybe you would like to conclude the whole session by giving the best suggestion on how to deal with forest fire. Okay, so this is the example of a tree map for task 1 and task 2. Okay, individual is task 1, group is task 2. I would like to share the question just now. Okay, so this is the question. Okay, this is much clearer. Okay, so this was the question. Okay, if you were wondering what was the question about, I would like to read the question now. The situation given is the haze happens almost every year. What can you do to keep healthy during the haze? Okay, this question was from session 1, 2021. All right, so candidate A, talk about wearing face mask. Candidate B, talk about drinking lots of water. Candidate C, talk about staying indoors. Candidate D, talk about seeing a doctor. You see, the situation is the same. The haze almost happens every year. What can you do to keep healthy during the haze? Okay, situasi atau masalah yang diberikan adalah sama, tetapi soalan itu adalah berbeza bergantung kepada awak itu kandidat A, B, C ataupun D. Okay, so bila kita dah tengok soalan ni, bila dia bagi masa 2 minit, terus kita pun buat apa? Tree map. Okay, buat tree map macam ni lah. Tulis keywords kat bawah dia. Ni main point 1, main point 2, main point 3, elaboration, example. Okay, sebelum bercakap kena ada introduction. Selepas dah bagi semua point, kena ada conclusion. So macam mana introduction? Okay, I repeat ya. Hello, good afternoon to all examiners and candidates. I would like to talk about his happens almost every year and what are the ways to keep healthy during this haze. I am going to discuss about wearing face mask. For my first point, let me talk about protection. The example is that, cakaplah example dia apa semua kan. To elaborate for that point, I would like to emphasize that whatever. Okay. Now let us move on to my second point of view. It is about filtered air. Let me elaborate this further. For example, Okay, next, ladies and gentlemen, my last point is about safety. Okay, so for example, I would say, to elaborate to that point, let me explain to you that, Okay, so pun dah cakap. Bila dah habis semua 3 point, 3 elaboration, 3 example, mungkin ada yang tanya, kenapa 3 teacher tak 1 je? Okay, kalau 1 point saja, you will have spare time. Kalau 4 atau 5 point, mungkin masa tak cukup. Okay, so based on my experience with my students, they will be able to complete 3 points when they are writing for tree map. Okay. So kalau rasa macam terror lagi, boleh tambah lah. Tak ada masalah. But it's only 2 minutes presentation. So try to manage the time. Okay. What else I want to share with you? Okay, this is another example. The importance of what and when people eat. Okay, soalan yang lain. So, TS1 refer to topic sentence 1 ataupun point 1. EX1 refer to example 1. Okay, elaboration 1 refer to elaboration. Okay, MC, this one refer to mini conclusion. Ada setengah student dia suka nak buat mini conclusion, no problem. Okay, so you only write down the keywords. Okay, write their keywords. Okay, so why are we doing this tree map? Tak boleh ke kita buat cara lain? Okay, again, based on my experience with my students, tree map helps them a lot because they can see all of their points at the same time. Then they can discuss all the points from beginning until the end. Alright, now if we look at this tree map untuk 5 point untuk task 2, then you can discuss all the points here because your friends will touch about strictest the law, for example. So when your friend is talking about her point on stricter the law, then you can come back to your point and give your comment. Okay? Alright. Basically, that are the things that I would like to share with you. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing now. Okay. All right. So, is there any question in the chat box? Let me see. Okay, from Nur Shuhada, which task can we score more marks? Task A, part 1 or part 2? Okay, usually what will happen is that sometimes in part 1, you will get nervous and you will not do good in your first task. but you will score higher if you become more relaxed for task 2. Okay, so which one you will score higher, it depends on your ability to communicate. But my advice is that to be fair and square for both tasks, task 1 and task 2, or part 1 and part 2. Okay, be ready for both part. When you are good in part 1, you will become more confident in part 2. So you will score higher for part 1 and part 2. All right, how to score? You have to practice. Just now, what else? Shater, his question was, what are the notes that they are taking? Okay, so what are the notes that they're taking just now? They were preparing for task 1 and task 2. They're preparing the tree map. Okay, Shater, just now what they were doing was they were preparing the tree map. They will write 3 points, 3 elaboration, 3 example for part 1, and then they will write 5 points, 5 examples for part 2. If you have enough time, then you can write for you can write the elaboration for part 2 as well. Okay, all right. Okay, so far I think that's all that I would like to share. It's almost 4 o'clock now. We started at 2:30. Okay, so over to you, Damia, my lovely MC.
Thank you, Madam Aisha. Now I will invite our student ask question regarding to this topic. Alia, you may ask your question now.
Okay, teacher.
Hi, Alia.
Hi, teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you, how can I pass the speaking test?
Oh, you only want to pass. You don't want to score higher, Alia?
Yeah, that's too.
Yes, of course. All right. So how can you pass your speaking exam? First and foremost, you have to practice so that you can prepare your tree map in 2 minutes. Then you have to make sure that you can present your speech in 2 minutes. Okay? You must prepare and present within time. If you did it, but the time is jealous or lack of time, I mean, yeah, it's not 2 minutes, then you will not be um, on the good side. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So for you to pass your exam, your speaking exam, you have to practice with your friends, especially your group mates. You have to practice to time yourself, and don't worry, you can do it if you practice in front of the mirror to talk to yourself. Okay, practice that 2 minutes presentation in front of the mirror and see how you're doing. Okay, hopefully I did answer the question. Thank you, Alia.
Okay. Thank you, teacher.
Thank you for the question, Alia. Now it's your turn, Aisha. You can ask your question.
Hi, Aisha.
Hi, teacher.
You look so pretty with your new hijab there. Do you have any question for me, Aisha?
I have one question. How can I improve my speaking?
What do you think? What is your opinion? How can you improve your speaking, Aisha?
Practice and practice.
Okay, how will you practice?
Mm, using English at home with my family, with my
Mm-hmm.
friends.
Mm. Yes. The teachers can help you only if you practice your language. Okay, if you speak. If you don't speak, you will not able to be helped. All right. Don't be afraid to make mistake. You just say it, and then the teachers will try to help you to pronounce it better, okay, to give you better ideas. But you have to practice. Don't be afraid to try. All right.
Okay,
And
teacher.
then when it's come to your Muet speaking exam, you have to do it with your friends and try to carry out mock speaking so that you will manage your 2 minutes preparation, 2 minutes presentation for task one, and you are able to prepare all your notes in a tree map within 3 minutes and finish all of your discussion with your group mates within 12 minutes. If you like to see the sample question, it is available in MPM website. Okay, Aisha? Is that
Okay,
answering the
teacher.
question? Okay, you're welcome. Over to you, Damia.
Thank you to both of you, Alia and Aisha. The question was very helpful. Okay, now I would like to invite Mr. Shafiq or Mr. Aiman to continue the discussion. The floor is yours.
Is this on? Right. Assalamualaikum. Hi, Iman.
Your mic, Aiman. Switch on your mic.
Hello, test mic
Yeah,
satu dua
yeah.
satu dua. Can you hear me,
We
Taufik?
can hear you
Puan Aisyah?
clearly. Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay. So how many students are getting the exam for session 3? How many of them are going to sit for the exam? Roughly? Do you have the information?
From KV Kulim,
Yes, 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 yes.
around 15 students.
1-5.
Yes.
Okay. So hopefully with this session, it will enlighten them on how to answer the question, and they're always have room and opportunity to ask any question in our Telegram group, no problem. Okay, so my question just now, we were discussing about how to be good in English language, right? With Mr. Shafiq just now. So we have about 10 to 15 minutes to further discuss on how to help our students in scoring their English exam papers, and also to become a better communicator using English language. What is your comment, Sir Aiman and Sir Shafiq? The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Puan Aisyah. As for preparation for the Muet examination, a few tips that I would like to give on to our students, also SMK Kladi students. The first one is imitation from any type of sources that you can find. As for me, I find that imitation is very important because most of our students have difficulty in talking or speaking English language with their friends or their family. So they can do this method of imitation by themselves, like what I just said before, talking in front of mirror. And imitation here is like copying something or someone, what they have done. So there's a lot of sources nowadays from YouTube and from other video-based website that you can try and imitate them. First of all, you listen and then you try to um, you stop the video and then you repeat what the other person have said. If you are shy or have anxiety regarding speaking to other person to improve your English language, you can do the method of imitation. Secondly, to improve your fluency in English language, it is encouraged for you to automate your vocabulary. Automate here means that it's the same word, it's have a similar meaning as automatically. It's you automate your vocabulary. How can you automate your vocabulary? Is that you have to listen to a few chunk of words, repeat that words or sentences, and then juggle the words and sentences. For example, you choose the word love, for example. So the basic word was love. So I love Malaysia, I love Thailand, I love Kedah, I love Paris. I used to love Paris. So you make sure that you don't change the word love, but you juggle around the other words. Okay. The last tip that I want to give is that you have to focus on the chunks of word and memorize some chunk of words that seems that will be benefits for you during your speaking examination in Muet. Collocation such as heavy rain, come close. So, for example, heavy and rain come together, then the word will be automatically come from your mouth. Heavy rain, for example. So, you will try. You first the base form was that you the first stage was that you practice with words first, and then afterwards you practice with sentences. And if you can score with sentences, then you practice with the first paragraph and then second paragraph and then the whole essay or the whole speech to try to memorize. And then that's how you can actually improve, may help you in your speaking examination in WEC. So I think for me, those three tips can be very handy when it comes to your preparation, and to comes very handy when it comes to preparation before your MUAT examination. Um, that's all from me. Vanessa, I give the floor to Mr. Shafiq.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Sir Aiman. Yes, sorry, over to you, Mr. Shafiq.
Right, I very much agree with what Simon said just now. So just going back to the basic, right? So much of the struggle that students have when speaking is vocabulary. So basically, preparation format is different depending on where you are in terms of proficiency. So if you're a beginner level, most of your struggle will come from vocabulary, finding the correct words, translating from Malay to English. And for me personally, I think from my own personal experience, my concern has always been about coming up with points for my task. So even a simple topic like social skill as the best skill for youngsters to have, for example, so have left me like struggling looking for content ideas in under 2 minutes. So 2 minutes sounds like it's a long time, but uh, it's actually very short for you to come up with three main ideas with the elaboration and example. So after several attempts, okay, this is from my own experience, I realized that exercising my brain to brainstorm ideas in quick successions comes down to asking questions. So from your own curiosity, right? So instead of squeezing your brain to vomit ideas, like asking, okay, what are other points I need to say? So instead of that, you should. What I did was I asked questions to get answers. So, for example, just now I said social skills is the best skill for youngsters to have. So, what kind of social skills, right? Like communicating, asking questions. So, why is it? Why is it important? Why is it the best skill? So, what happened if I don't have it? So, what happened if other people have social skills, have good social skills? Talk to me, and what would I feel? Okay, so all these impact, effects, um, reason, all these questions will bring about more content ideas for you to talk about. So so it's easier for me to keep just questioning everything and becomes analytical and critical in order to get to the bottom of things. So that's how you get more contents. So instead of just asking what and what, ask the why, how, when, who, and how, right? So the other points I want to make is just like what Aisha said, practice. Okay, for me, one of the, I think it comes, it also applies to everyone. When you want to speak English, you struggle to come up with the exact words that you want to use. And when you practice, okay, what happened during practice is you will take time, right? Like what I did, I did take time in my practice to come to find the words that I want. But after practice, the words that you have used in the practice would become easily accessible later on. Okay, it will become available to you when you do your actual exam. Okay, what I mean by this is, um, for example, okay, when you do practice, you come up with questions, okay, it's sample questions, and you answer it on your own. Perhaps you want to record your practice, okay, and listening to your answer might trigger another words that can help replace and make your answer better, right? So this will help you in the long run, because you will get access to more words just from your exercise. Okay, so like I said before, recording also helps. I noticed that during the practice session just now with the candidates, okay, I think it's candidate A. Um, uh, he uh, he kind of like make a lot of S sounds. That is a habit that he likes to make, I think, when he's nervous, because it was like that early on in his speech, but after some time, he got rid of the S sounds. Okay, for example, he said something like one apa I'm not sure if you get back to the recording, you will see what I mean. So in this case, recording helps. You get to listen to your own voice, listen to what mistakes that you have, and this will help you become better. Okay, and finally, I think for most of us, speaking is also a struggle when we want to want to construct sentence, right? My tips would be to try writing journals, right? Or try writing answers. Just writing the answers, you get to know the mechanism, how you construct the sentences using words, using connectors, right? So this is a practice for you to vomit all of your ideas into a proper sentence, and even though it takes longer to write, right? Eventually, it will become easier for you to uh, get your points, get your ideas across, to express your ideas naturally, right? So this is important for you to convey your message and your opinion in a fluent and confident manner. Okay, I think that's all from me. So I hope this helps.
All right, Alhamdulillah. Thank you very much, Simon, and also Sir Shafiq. Hope to see you all both again in the next session. Do send my regards to all the team there, Madam Susanna and the other ladies. Okay, thank you very much. Over to you, Damia.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shafiq, Mr. Aiman, and Madam Aisyah. For your information, sad for me to say, but we are already at the close of this session. Thank you all for making time in your busy schedule to join us even on weekend. It's been our pleasure to host this live, and I wish you all have a good day. That's all from me. Thank you and sign off.